Good evening, friends. Today we are back with the most important MCQs on the subject of polity. So, without any further delay, guys, let us start the topic. The first question is, which of the following is a feature of the fundamental rights? So, guys, the options are they are absolute, they are enforceable by courts, they are non-justiciable, or they cannot be suspended even during an emergency. So, guys, the correct answer will be they are enforceable by courts. Fundamental rights are not absolute, guys. We can impose reasonable restrictions on them. They are justiciable and they can be suspended even during an emergency. However, Article 20 and 21 cannot be suspended. So, the most appropriate answer for this is that they are enforceable by courts. So, moving towards the next question, guys, we have which article prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth? So, guys, the correct option for that will be Article 15. Article 14 talks us about right to equality and equal protection of law. Article 16 talks about equality in terms of employment, and 17 talks about the abolition of untouchability. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have right to constitutional remedies is guaranteed under. So, guys, constitutional remedies are the mechanisms by which our fundamental rights can be protected. So, it is mentioned under Article 32. So, Article 32, under Article 32, there are 5 types of writs. And if any of your fundamental rights are violated, you can reach to the Supreme Court of India for enforcing your fundamental rights under Article 32. However, the power to issue writs is also there for the High Court under Article 226. So, High Courts can also issue writs under 226, but not only for fundamental rights, for legal rights as well. Moving towards the next slide, guys, which of the following rights is available to the citizens and not to foreigners? So, guys, this will be Article 16. Article 16, which talks about right to employment in public offices. So, that is exclusive to the citizens of India. Moving towards the next question, guys, we have which of the fundamental right was removed and converted into a legal right? So, remember, guys, our fundamental right to property was removed by the 44th Constitutional Amendment Act and made as a legal right under Article 300A. So, this will be a right to property. Right to property was removed and made a legal right under Article 300A. Moving towards the next question, guys, we have Article 21A, right to education, was inserted by which amendment? So, guys, this was inserted by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. It was added by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act that inserted Article 21A. That is right to education. Right to education. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have abolition of untouchability is provided under which article? This is mentioned under Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. Article 17 of the Indian Constitution deals with the abolition of untouchability. Moving towards the next question, guys, which article prohibits traffic in human beings and forced labor? So, guys, this has been mentioned under Article 23 of the Indian Constitution, that is a type of right against exploitation. So, guys, this has been mentioned in Article 23 of the Indian Constitution. Moving towards the next slide, we have prohibition of child labor in hazardous industries is mentioned under Article 24 of the Indian Constitution. So, Article 23 and 24 is actually right against exploitation. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have suspension of fundamental rights during emergency has been taken from which country, guys? This has been taken from the Germany, from the Constitution of Germany. Okay, that during emergency all the fundamental rights will be suspended. However, Article 20 and 21 cannot be suspended even during the times of emergency. DPSP, that is Directive Principles of State Policies, are justiciable, non-justiciable, absolute rights, or part of fundamental duties. So, guys, remember, these are non-justiciable in nature. It lies on the discretion of the state whether they want to follow it or not. Okay, so this is a kind of moral obligation on the state. It is not a legal obligation, and that is why it is non-justiciable in courts. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the DPSPs are borrowed from the constitution of. So remember, guys, the DPSP that are mentioned in part 4 of the Indian Constitution has been borrowed from Ireland or Irish Constitution. Ireland or Irish Constitution. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the article directs the state to secure a uniform civil code. Uniform civil code. So, which article talks about the uniform civil code? So, this is mentioned under the DPSP part 4, article 44. Article 44 talks about the securing of uniform civil code. Moving towards the next slide, we have promotion of international peace and security is a DPSP under Article 51. So, promotion of international peace and security is a DPSP under Article 51. So, this is a DPSP that promotes international peace and security. Okay. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have the DPSP regarding the organization of village panchayats is under Article 40. So, it was not like that panchayats were not organized right before the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. It was organized, it was a DPSP. However, the panchayats got the constitutional status after the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, so the panchayats are also mentioned in the DPSP under Article 40. Moving towards the next question, the fundamental duties are listed in. So, guys, fundamental duties are listed in Part 4A. Part 4A. Part 3 is fundamental rights. Part 4 is DPSP. Part 4A is fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. So, guys, fundamental duties were added on the recommendation of which committee? So, guys, remember it will be Swaran Singh Committee. Swaran Singh Committee is actually given the credit regarding the addition of the fundamental duties in the Constitution of India. Moving towards the next question, guys, we have Article 51A, subclause K deals with protecting sovereignty of India, safeguarding public property, the fundamental duty of a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his children, or as the case may be, what between the age of 6 and 14. So this will be the right answer, that it is a fundamental duty as well of the parents to provide educational opportunity to the children between age 6 and 14. Moving towards the next slide, guys, we have which of the following is enforceable by law? So remember, guys, it is the fundamental rights that are enforceable by law. The fundamental duties are moral obligation on citizens. Okay, moral obligations on citizens. However, the DPSPs are moral obligation on the state. The legal obligation is the fundamental right, and that can be enforced by court of law. So, guys, this was a quick revision session, and this is the second part. We will be coming up with more such parts for your quick revision. Till then, stay connected.